Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hey! All right, it is the week of the holidays. So if you are here joining me watching this, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy, I'm sure, life to come and hang out with Tiff. And that is who I am. So if you are joining me for the very first time, hello and welcome, honey. Where you been, sugar? All right, so guys, this journal that I'm working in today is actually the journal that I teach in. This was a prototype of the journal that I teach in my very brand new class that is still on early bird special called Earth Died. And the beautiful thing about taking online classes is you do not have to be present. You can do it whenever you want to do it. The benefit of getting in before the class starts on December 31st is you actually save $10 using my coupon early. And I will have that link down below. So this was the kind of my test journal that I did prior to actually filming the footage for the class. And so I decided to use it as my very own personal journal. And I love all of the different variety of papers that's in this one. And so I have coffee dyed paper that's like espresso beans that have the X's over there. That was on like some packaging materials. And who can get rid of that stuff because it's so delicious and crunchy and all wrinkly and stuff. Love it. And then I have some very old paper that was on the other side that has that magenta. So I wanted to bring that magenta color in, and I could not find my acrylic ink. But what I did find was my Deco Arts Mister in magenta. So what I did is I simply took the top off of it and just am going to use it like almost like a watercolor or like an acrylic ink. Now, the cool part about Deco Arts Misters is the fact that they are not water reactive, meaning that the layers that go on top of it is not going to react once it gets wet. So it is an acrylic permanent spray type ink if you use it in the manner in which it was manufactured. But y'all know your girl Tiff, I was like, I can make this work. That is my like tagline of life, make it work. And so in my Earth Dyed class, we're actually going to be creating eco dyed papers that we will use for this journal. And this right here is my clean off paper, is actually one of the eco dyed papers that I had close by that I'm just going to go ahead and make this a inky piece of paper, because we all know this is giblets, those giblet scraps that you just cannot turn loose of. One day they will be perfect for that specific product or project that you're working on. So like I say, this is also another piece of my Earth Dyed paper eco printing. I do go through two processes in that video, allowing you to do it two different ways. And if you want to hear more about the class, or you want to see more about what is involved and so forth and so on, you can find that linked down below. But I just love using those natural botanicals and things to create such luscious variety, one of a kind prints. And I felt like that big blob of gesso that I put on there earlier was really distracting me, and I really love a good layered collage look. So I felt like there would be more texture values if I just went ahead and covered it up. And as I went to do that, I decided real quick at the last second to go ahead and just take a little piece of that, and then I'm going to put the other piece on the other side of the paper. Because when you have two separate backgrounds, like these weren't even close to being the same when we started, I did want to kind of bring it all together. And a great way to do that is to use some of similar products on one side that you use on the other side and try to kind of tie those things together. Now, I do this now without even truly thinking about it. And then the other thing here I'm going to be using is this was some leftover espresso instant coffee that I had used. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, it was a few days ago, but it did not smell and it didn't have mold in it, so I figure like it was really the perfect like lushness at that point. And I just really like how it is creating a grunge effect without having to use black or Payne's Gray, which is typically my go-to. But I was like, how can we use some of the things that are already on our desk, which is why I don't clean my desk up. Really, it's just because that's who I am. Enneagram 7, living the life right here. So I'm going to go in with the new pastel in a mustard yellow. That's not the actual color, guys. I don't know. I'm just in the other room now. So y'all know how I do this. I never keep up with the colors. I just go with the gut and keep it moving. So the cool thing about new pastels is, and that's NU pastels, is that you can activate it with water. And so it was so very faint, like what it brought to this page, but it still like made my heart happy. Okay. And then y'all know how I feel about this very light turquoise color. It's called Patina. Aren't you impressed that I remembered that? I only like just looked at the bottle earlier when I was picking it up, because I thought it was that real cheap one by Cream Coat, which I think is Michael's brand. But this one is actually like a chalk paint, and it is called Patina. I believe it's Folk Art or Deco Arts, but I use it all the time. It is like one of my ride or dies, okay? And so I know that I love how a grungy coffee color with that patina just makes me just swoon. So I said, girl, it's your page. You can do what you want to. So go ahead and put that thing on there. Now, what you will find is that at some point in this whole shenanigans of layering and wetting it up and drying it and me not being patient and letting it dry, the whole page on the left disconnected. And it was because that paper was so very old. Like, it might be 1908 is what I'm thinking. And part of that, when you use those vintage supplies like that, you just have to be okay with figuring out a way if you're going to use those as the actual page. So just heads up, Buttercup, if you try this and you have some really old brittle paper you're trying to use it with, it's probably gonna tear. It's probably going to come apart, and that's okay. I'm cool with it. Tiff likes a good, funky, junky, messy paper, and that's just part of the game there. So I felt like the gesso on the right side was just way too like stark white for me. And so I wanted to take some more of that little bit of espresso that I had and just go ahead and grunge that up. Now, what I did notice is because that craft paper, that packing paper, was so crunchy and textured, that naturally that espresso started going deep into the crevices of that gesso paper. And remember that gesso made it where it doesn't necessarily like seep into the paper because it's a barrier at that point. So I was like, hey Tiff, make sure, no, I don't have Rona, guys. Make sure, that's what everybody thinks when you cough. Anyway, that was just commentary, like the fine print. And so I was like, hey Tiff girl, remember this. And I'm showing y'all if you can see like real close up. I was like, you need to file this in the file folder of awesomeness because Sister girl, it looks good, and now I see two faces. Where did those faces come from? Oh, good heavens. I did not see that at all. But anyway, so my brain said to file that for a later date because I will be crunching up some paper and putting some gesso and then putting some espresso on it because I love it very much. Now all I see is those two faces. Y'all tell me in the comments if y'all see the faces too. Y'all usually see the faces before I see the faces, but it is so blatantly apparent right now that there are two faces, one on the left, one on the right. Anyway, so what I wanted to do, because y'all know I'm a texture whore, okay, let's just call it like it is. There's no need to sugarcoat life. Just, that's just who I am, and I'm okay with it. So I hope you are too. But what I am going to do is I love to add little giblets of fabric. Y'all already know, if y'all are my ride or die, been with me a long time, y'all already know I will slap the smallest morsel of paper you have ever seen. Well, in my class, I know y'all are going to be tired about hearing about my class because that's all the crap I'm using today because it was already on my desk. But I had these eco dye fabrics because we're doing that in the class as well. And I thought, oh, this is a great opportunity to use one of those luscious little giblets. And so that's what I'm doing. And then I wanted some of the little stringy bits to kind of pull down, and I'd already glued it, and hindsight's, what they say, is 20/20. Yeah, hindsight's 20/20. So, it is what it is. But I just love how fabric added to a journal page just makes it it just does something. It makes it pop. So I'm going to add one more little giblet right there. And then, guys, and if you're new here, giblets are the scraps. Okay, see, there I go. There I ripped the paper. So I was like, oh no, I got you, boo, because there ain't nothing in this world that a little masking tape won't fix. Now, what I will say is I'm not real sure how it's going to actually stay on the page. Tiff's going to have to go and do a little work, but that's okay. It's no biggie. I am going to put a little bit of masking tape here and a little bit of masking tape there. It's like a little dibble-dabble here and a dibble-dabble there. And then I'm going to go back with some espresso because it's lush and it just makes it grungy with the rest of the page. And bada bing, bada boom, baby. Look at it. I am super happy with how this turned out. It fed my soul, which is what my journal is all about. I'm going to add a few little tic-tacs here and a tic-tac there and a tic-tac, tic-tac, everybody tic-tac. That's the wrong song and the wrong words, but it's okay. And that's with my white Stabilo all. And then I'm going to find the word soul in my large font book, because typically if there is like a morsel of a paper that's sitting on my desk, it has the word that I need for this particular moment. And soul was what I found. And so this is a soul feeding session. So my message to you today, as we are in the hustle and bustle of the holidays, guys, take time for you. You still need to feed your soul. Everybody else, the family's going to be asking you to do things for them, one thing after another, and before you know it, the day has completely gone by and you have done something for everybody else but yourself. So I'm writing you guys a prescription today to take a little bit of time for you. If it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, this page took me 15 minutes to do. Make time to play, express yourself, and feed your soul. You will be a happier person because you did it. So thank you so much for joining me. If you have not taken the time to subscribe, I would love it so much. I am on a goal to hit 20,000 subscribers by May, which is my birthday. I will be the big 40, guys. How exciting is that? Some people get nervous or not nervous, but are sad about 40. I'm super excited about 40. And so I would love it if you would help me reach my goal by telling your friends and family to come and check out this Southern gal. I thank you so much for all your love and support. I hope you have a beautiful holiday season. Remember, even though this year has been crazy, there is so much to be thankful for, and I am absolutely so thankful for each one of you. So, love you guys. Hope you have a blessed and beautiful week, and until next time, toodaloo!